We have to stop Sir Kelzelik.
Don't you think it's about time you dropped the sir?
He always treated us Dahnans with such warmth and kindness. Did he have such bad intentions all along? I just can't bring myself to believe it.
Forget about intentions. We should assume he's the one who's behind all these incidents. It's not surprising to me that there are Renans in Menancia who resent Dohalim, but I didn't expect one would be so close to him.
Yes, I suppose you're right. I guess all of us here in Menancia are still some way off from being a truly united realm, aren't we?
Are you going to be okay, Kisara?
I don't know, but I definitely don't want things to end like this. Please, lend me your strength.
Of course. Anyone who tries to oppress others is our enemy, and we'll gladly stand against them. Besides, I want to believe that this realm really can do better too. Have you guys checked your equipment lately? we'd see fighting throughout the city. But it's dead quiet.
Either Dohalim's allies have been arrested, or they're keeping a low profile.
Meaning the rebels are occupying the palace? Then let's hurry up and kick those bastards out. This place is awfully quiet for a siege palace.
Such a huge place is spooky without all those people here.
They're probably waiting to ambush us.
With so few Renans here, I guess this is what it's like when the Danans are expelled and the ruling minority are all that's left. My money's on them using Zeugles to even the odds.
I don't even see any Danan guardsmen.
The fact that they're not at their stations tells me they really have been driven out. We all swore an oath of loyalty to Lord Dohalim. My fellow guards wouldn't abandon their post lightly.
Speaking of which, where the heck is he?
How could this be happening?
Any idea where we should go in the main building?
Let's try the Lord's chamber.
Worth a shot.
Hey Law, you can bust that wall open, can't you?
Kisara, do you have any idea just what Kelzelik might be planning at the palace?
It's hard to say. I've never seen him use any powerful arts, and I don't think he's particularly skilled with any weapons either. However, I have noticed him accompanied by something strange from time to time.
What kind of strange?
I don't know. I couldn't see anything with him, but I could sense something was there. Probably some sort of Zeugle.
An invisible Zeugle?
We'd better be careful in any case. I'd rather we not find out after it jumps us and tries to rip our throats out.
Get lost!
You're mine!
I see one, eh?
Armor won't save you!
Like the
I can read your moves like a book!
Hold my lord!
Flying freak! Why can't they just sit still?
Sia, can you take care of them?
Who's next?
Its armor's too strong.
Split it open!
Be my guest.
One more!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
On guard!
I'll heal you primed and ready!
To mine!
Where are you going?
First strike! Go! Blow away! Next shot! Move it! Get it! Take this! Dragon Force! We did it!
Going in! This should come in handy when crafting weapons.
Gotta break through! You got spirit! Ignore
Going in!
It's weakened!
Tiger Blade! This ends now! Damn it! I won't show you any mercy! Now you
Meteor! Pierce the evil! Freeze Lancer!
Now you see what I can do!
You're mine! It's all my turn!
Tiger Blade!
Be still!
Eagles, watch this!
Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade!
Everybody okay?
We're all right, Alphen. I think this is a key to the noble room of the castle.
A noble what?
The room at the northern end of this floor. Maybe the release mechanism is in there.
You know, the more I think about it, this palace is way too big for its own good.
Tell me about it. Plus, where the hell were these soldiers and Zeugles all this time?
Normally, the Zeugles are kept in specialized training facilities, and only get let.
No choice! Bring him down! You picked the wrong fight! Take it!
Glacial Spear, I never miss!
It's over! Go! Take so much for talking it out! It's almost too strong! Be my guest! Take it!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
I'll heal you
My
up!
turn!
That's enough!
Healing Circle!
Look sharp!
Back into the fray!
Take this! Dragon Swarm!
Do it!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Nice. No scratches on my shield or my armor. Out of my way!
Now you'll learn! Dragon Swarm!
A showdown between Blade and Fist!
You got spirit! You're finished! Here I come!
Take
Dragon
Tiger Blade! Now you see what I can do!
I owe you.
All right. There are enemy forces here, too?
They must be predicting our movements and deploying accordingly.
So they figured we were coming all along, is that it?
Forgive you! Where are you going? You think that shield will save you? One more! I'm only getting
Armor's too strong!
Then I'll split it open!
Be my guest! We're not finished! Strut! Dragon Swarm! An astral art?
That's my cue!
Do it! Shut him down!
Get toasty!
Bird strike!
Magna Ray! This one's mine!
It was nice while we were
Dragon Swarm! Swallow Blade!
Denied! Magna Ray!
Infernal Sword! Dragon Swarm!
Let me help!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Everybody okay?
We're all right, Alphen. Seriously? Is this a joke?
Bring him down!
Pieces! Attack!
Dragon Swarm!
What's the range attack?
Fire support! Slash! Dragon Swarm!
Do it!
Report! Mission!
Here's a healing arc!
This one's mine!
Dragon Swarm!
Blade!
You're finished!
Do it! Eagle Sky!
Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade!
Looks like we got them all.
No choice! Engaging! Try this! Burn it up!
Tiger Blade! Here's a healing arc! I'm the true gunslinger around here!
Enough done! Slash! Try this!
Lightning Meteor!
Try this! Portal turret! Not a chance! I'm not done! Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone! Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
Is that some kind of note the rebels left?
Hey, it meant... This is the release mechanism we're looking for. But
This isn't enough to go on.
I won't forgive you!
Bring it down! Take this! It's over! Slash!
I'll punch that gun out of your hand!
Engaging!
Now you see what I can do!
Here I come!
Swallow
Dragon
down!
Swarm! Report! Mission!
Now I'm in the Tiger Blade! Swallow down!
Do it! Try this!
You managed to pull through.
Right.
Right.
I'm going in!
Bring him down!
Release! You're mine!
Fire
It's
support!
over! Dragon Swarm!
Good shot! Call back!
Here I come!
Miss him!
Take this!
On guard! Make it ready! Demon's Descent! Flashing Fang!
I wonder if I'm as strong as my dad was.
One day I think you'll surpass him.
I wonder when.
Look! Another note from the rebels.
If we combine it with the note we found before, then there should be a key inside a cabinet in the office.
Great. Let's see if we can find it. Even if Dahnans and Renans aren't on completely equal footing here, both sides still cared about each other. And now we have to fight some of those same Renans inside the palace.
Don't forget, we're here fighting to keep what makes this realm so special alive. Don't lose hope. Kisara.
No backing down!
Its armor's too strong! Be my guest! Burn it! Damn it!
Tiger blast you!
Not really!
Take it down!
Finish! Dragon Swarm!
I'm on a roll now! Tiger blade!
Explosive ray! Remote!
Astral energy!
Say no more! No!
Here's a healing arm!
Take this!
Try this!
Glacial spear! Here's a hurricane! Take this! With the cloning!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
I'm practically unstoppable.
Did that finally get rid of the wall?
To think they would hide it in Lord Dohalim's personal quarters. The nerve of these people.
They won't get away with it for much longer.
That's right. We have to hurry to the Lord's chamber. Let's go!
Well, well, if it isn't the slaves and the traitor. I don't remember giving you permission to enter the palace.
So it's true. You really are the one behind all this, Kelzelik.
I don't remember giving you permission to speak either. Know your place, slave.
Now we see his true colors.
Yeah, a despicable excuse for a human being. Though really, I guess that makes him pretty ordinary, huh?
Kelzelik, you were Lord Dohalim's most trusted advisor. His closest ally. Why would you betray him?
Don't be a fool. I didn't serve him because I wanted to. I expect a mere slave would know, but there are many powerful contenders for the position of Lord. A contest of strength determines the one who will be Lord and undisputed ruler of a realm. There is no choice in the selection. If my master had any ambitions of becoming the Sovereign, I would have gladly served him.
But he had no intention of fighting for the crown.
Indeed. Can you slaves even imagine how that looked to the rest of us? Enduring the whims of an ambitionless lord, all we could do was wait for the end as we suffered through our humiliation.
You want suffering? Try being Danon for a day.
So you plotted against Lord Dohalim in secret. And when my brother found out...
And I would do it all again if it meant returning Menancia to its rightful state! A realm where Danons are slaves and Renans their masters. It's the natural order.
Enough! Who are you to decide what is natural or rightful, traitor? Miguel. My brother. He dreamed of building a world free of suffering. He gave his life for that dream. And all you've managed to build is a lake of death! You killed my brother! And now you'll die for it! My brother's dead because of you!
Why should I concern myself with the passing of one pathetic slave?
Have you no shame?
Tiger Blade! Careful! It has some kind of camouflage!
This one's mine!
I'm on it!
Go for the weak point!
I'm on it! Tiger Blade!
Anything in armor is all mine!
Explosive Ray! This one's mine! Take this!
You're finished!
Tiger Blade!
Healing circle!
I'm on it!
This one's mine!
Look sharp!
One more!
That's freaking done!
This one's mine!
Tear you apart! Solo dance!
It vanished again?
Listen carefully and keep your eyes peeled.
It's over!
Here, going in! Take this!
I'm not done!
Tiger Blade!
Talon Hurricane!
You may be strong,
This one's
but I'll
mine!
never back down! I owe you one.
Tiger Blade!
No,
Here,
can't end here!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
I owe you one.
I'll heal you all!
Storm!
It's
Healing
over!
circle!
Their arcs were interrupted!
Here I go!
And outstanding over!
Lightning meteor!
Explosive ring!
Mega ray!
I'm gone!
Take this!
That's it!
Freaking does it!
Take this!
Lightning meteor! This one's mine!
Here I come! This
Now
one's
you see
all
what I
mine.
can do!
I'm
Here I
gone!
come!
Healing
Dragon
circle!
Swarm!
Down! You're
Try
on!
this!
You up!
Explosive ring!
Now I'm in the groove!
Dragon Swarm!
Tiger Blade!
You're finished!
Here we go again!
Not today!
This one's mine!
Strike!
I'm gone!
Dragon Swarm! Try this!
Healing circle!
Oh, and lightning
Explosive
meteor!
ring! Strike! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Good shot!
Dragon Swarm!
I'll heal you all!
Dragon Swarm! Try
I'm
this!
gone!
Healing circle!
Explosive ring!
One's mine!
Dragon Swarm!
I really
Take
don't
it!
I'm
Dragon
gone!
Make it rain! Kisara! Commander of Heaven! Phoenix Cyclone!
Here's a healing arc!
You're mine!
First aid!
Thanks.
One more!
I'll tear you
Tiger
apart!
Blade! Go time!
Rising Phoenix!
Going
More
in!
Zuko?
Keep calm and take them down!
Tiger Blade!
Armor won't save you!
This one's mine!
That's it! I'm on it!
Healing circle!
It's gonna attack!
Right, watch out!
I'll stop its charge!
Thanks, Kisara!
This one's mine! This one's mine! Ready to
Here's
go!
a healing arc!
Dragon
Tiger
Swarm!
Blade!
First aid!
Talon Storm!
You're mine!
Explosive Ray!
Long, get toasty!
Burn strike!
Here, let me help! First aid!
That freaking does it!
On guard! I'm far enough! This one's mine! Take this! Here, let me help!
Dragon Swarm!
Here's a healing arc! One more!
Any more of this and I'll burn out.
First strike! There!
Is this
Going
it?
in! Heart speed! One more!
There!
Annihilation!
I'll tear you apart!
You're mine!
One's mine!
It's over! Try harder!
Look sharp!
Into the shadows!
Look sharp!
Dragon Swarm! Now, while it's reeling!
Take it down!
One more!
Explosive Ring!
Going out of ammo! I never miss!
Dragon Swarm!
Tiger Blade!
Try this! No! Can't end here!
Not my finest.
Burning strike!
This should do it! Dragon Swarm! An astral art?
That's my cue!
Shut him down!
This one's mine! One more! Glacial
Dragon
Spear!
Swarm!
Here's the evil! Ready to go! Talon Hurricane! An outstanding rip and tear! Tiger Blade! Annihilation! Talon Hurricane!
Look shot!
Burning strike!
Sloppy!
Healing circle!
Talon Hurricane! Not done yet! Dragon Swarm!
Annihilation!
Talon Hurricane! Eagle Shot!
I'll finish you here and there!
Here, let me help.
Dragon Swarm!
One more! Tiger Blade!
Explosive Ring!
Searing Flame!
I'm on!
Try harder!
Ready and ready!
This is one tough cookie.
Not for much longer, he isn't!
Don't let up till it's all over.
Appreciate the help! Now you see what I can do!
Tiger Blade!
Whirlwind
Explosive Ring!
Here comes something big!
Try to dodge!
This one's all mine!
I owe you one for that. You made me
Come to an
angry.
end.
That was a bad idea.
You're finished!
Tiger Blade!
I'll take you all on. Ha! Flare the Malisa!
This one's mine!
Eat this! I'm only getting
Rolling
started!
snap! Here I come!
Into the fray!
Dragon Swarm!
This one's mine!
I'm just Swallow Blade! Dragon
Blade!
Swarm! Try this! Explosive Ring! Rolling snap! There!
Annihilation! Mega Ray!
Here I come! Talon Hurricane! Beast!
Arc sealed!
Annihilation! Mega
Not like this.
Stay away from... Friends!
I've let you all down.
Going in.
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
You filthy slaves are despicable!
Your dreams of attaining lordship are no more. Give up, Kelzelik.
Attaining lordship? Ridiculous. Only those who possess a master core can become a lord. What, did you think just anyone could do it?
But then, what were you trying to accomplish with this? Didn't you betray your lord?
Yes, that's true. However, there are other lords.
Other lords? So you mean...
At last, the truth is revealed.
Dohalim, where have you been this whole time?
Cleaning up. Kelzelik, you've made your last of these.
The fruit of Helgen?
It can't be. You found my production facility?
Correct. And I tore it down. But something still troubles me. It's clear that this is no ordinary fruit. Nor was the equipment used to grow it. You couldn't have done all this without outside assistance. Indeed. Something like this must have come from another realm. Mahak-Sar, perhaps?
You actually expect me to talk now? At this point, the contest for the crown will be over soon enough. And you will finally receive the punishment you deserve for your weakness.
I've already received my punishment. May this be my final act, as the Lord of Elde Menancia. Go. To Mahak-Sar, Ganath Haros, wherever you think you'll find a suitable lord.
Are you alright with this? He killed your brother after all.
He did. But then I thought, he's nothing more than one common, ordinary Renan. He's not worthy of my time or my anger, right?
So after everything, was the dream of coexisting just a dream?
What is that?
Those are the cheers of the brave Danans who overpowered Kelzelik's forces.
Wait, they challenged the Renans?
Indeed. A militia made up of Danan guardsmen, Renan supporters, and of course, the Gold Dust Cats.
Do we have you to thank for bringing them all together?
Regardless of what your original motivations were, your dream of coexistence saved countless lives. And now, those people out there are fighting to keep that dream alive. That's something real.
Be that as it may, they do so now by their own hands. These people no longer need any lord.
Where are you going?
To put an end to the crown contest. So long as its madness persists, peace will remain ever out of reach. I cannot allow it to continue.
The crown contest impacts far more than just the Danans. You're choosing to fight Lenegis and the entire Empire.
I am well aware. However, if I wish to keep this dream from dying, then I have little choice in the matter. Besides, it's the least I can do.
So you're gonna go out there and make that dream real on your own?
You may be decided on your path, but that doesn't make it any less difficult.
Why not walk that road with us?
Pardon?
You heard me. We're fighting to liberate the Danans. You're fighting for the people of this realm. I'd say we're on the same path, really. It would only make sense for us to walk it together.
Danan dissidents, side by side with a Renan lord? Not the least intriguing invitation I've received. An invitation which would only be proper courtesy for me to accept.
I'll take that as a yes.
Hey, where'd Kisara go? I don't see her anywhere.
Maybe she just needed some time alone. A lot's happened.
That makes sense. She did just lose her brother after all.
We ought to keep moving as well. So long as there are lords who draw breath, we have a mission to complete. Kisara's a big girl. I'm sure she can handle herself. We should hurry on ahead to our next destination.
I guess you're right. And it is a lot safer here than it was. What do you think, Dohalim?
I am not sure I have the right to say anything as far as Kisara is concerned.
Fair enough. Well, I, for one, would like to say goodbye if we get a chance. Let's keep an eye out for her as we leave.
What's Kisara going to do now?
I'm sure it's complicated for her.
Where did Kisara run off to?
You don't think she took off after Kelzelik, do you?
No. Nagal entrusted her with his dream. She wouldn't do something reckless like that. Right now, I think she just needs time to think. What she does from here on out is up to her. She has to be the one to decide.
You all arrived here from Cyslodia, yes? In that case, you should depart via the south gate, rather than the one you arrived through.
After all that, Kisara never came back to see us.
I'm surprised she slipped away without us noticing. Where would she even go? I hope this place survives. You think the Dahnans and Renans have a chance of getting along? We didn't really do much to change things around here, did we?
This realm had its own walls to overcome. And in the end, it was the people themselves who decided to break them down, without any help from us. I hope they keep going. I really do.
Yeah, well, if you say so, I guess. Huh?
All right. I leave command of the Gold Dust Cats in your hands.
You've got nothing to worry about, Kisara. I'll do your brother proud.
Looks like it's time to go. Take good care of Zare for me. All right, Lagiel?
You've got it. Stay safe, Kisara.
Did you come to say goodbye?
Actually, I was wondering if you could use another companion.
Huh?
Well, we certainly don't mind you coming along. We just figured you'd stay behind and help rebuild. These people could use you.
I thought much the same thing. However, in the end, something changed my mind. Ever since Miguel died, I've been thinking a lot. About where I went wrong, what I should have done differently. You know, that sort of thing. It's true that our dream of coexistence saved many Dahnan lives, but we were naive and short-sighted. I was so wrapped up in my idea of how things should be that I didn't see the problems that existed right in front of us. I thought we had been given a utopia. And so I never bothered to look too far past its surface. I chose to be ignorant. And because of that, because of me, my brother...
Miguel's death wasn't your fault, Kisara.
Perhaps you're right. But in the end, it was me he entrusted this dream to. I learned that nothing in this life is free, or gained without sacrifice. Now that I know that, I'll just have to figure out what else I don't know.
So, decided to join us?
I have. And hopefully I can continue to protect Elde Menancia from outside the dream world, for the sake of those still inside.
And here I thought you joined for an opportunity on my life.
In all honesty, I'm grateful to you. I truly am. I don't blame you for what happened. But I must also leave your service. No longer will I be defined by protecting a Renan lord. From now on, when I fight to protect my dream. All I ask is that you do your part, that you fight alongside me, not just for those who used to believe in your dream, but for those that still do. Dohalim.
I understand. I'm no longer a lord anyway.
Well, this crew just gets bigger and bigger. All right, where to, team?
We make for Mahag Sar, the Valley of the Four Winds.
I'm amazed how easily you can move such a giant shield around like it's nothing.
Really? It's not actually as heavy as it looks.
It's really reassuring to have someone like you protecting us, though.
You know, I guess I never realized it before, but looking back, I've always been the sort to put myself in harm's way to protect those around me, even before I joined the Elda Menancia Guard. So in a way, using this shield to keep you all safe feels like it's what I was meant to do.
You don't need to worry about protecting me. I don't plan on relying on you.
That's okay. It doesn't matter if you do or not. I don't protect people because they ask me to. I do it because I want to, and because I think it's the right thing to do. That goes for you too, Dohalim.
Me?
Yes. You see, you and I both want the same thing. We have the same goal. That means it's in my best interest to continue to protect and keep you safe as well. Even now.
I'm not sure how much protecting I'll need either, but I appreciate the thought. I'm sure you'll do us proud, Kisara.
Right. You can all count on me.
What was Kelzelik even after in the end?
Isn't it obvious? Clearly he wanted the throne for himself, and was gonna have his goons execute Dohalim to get it.
He had to have known he couldn't hope to defeat a lord. He should have run while he had the chance, instead of holding himself up in the palace.
Maybe he thought he couldn't run? Either way, the outcome's the same.
So he got desperate and decided to go for broke?
One might argue that he was another victim of mine, in a sense.
Huh?
There is no greater calling in life to a Renin than the crown contest, yet I refused to take part. The shock he felt at that must have been truly immense. Enough to drive him to revolt, even though doing so meant defying Renin hierarchy.
I know I've said this before, but Dahnans and Renins wouldn't coexist here if it wasn't for your stance.
But that was no lofty idealism on my part, nor do I feel any pride at what occurred.
Spare us the pity party. You literally just joined us to uphold those ideals.
Shionne?
No, she is absolutely correct. I shall speak no more of my misgivings.
Do you sense one of your friends, Hootle?
Mahag Saar. That makes 4 out of the 5 realms that I've visited now.
I wonder what kind of lord we're gonna find there.
It doesn't matter. If they try to get in our way, we'll take them down and that'll be that.
Damn it! Escape! I'm on it!
Raging Cascade!
Here I come!
Into the field!
Lightning thrust! Rising Phoenix!
They rush you!
Be
You
still!
gotta jump for cover, okay?
Rising Phoenix!
Here's a healing arc!
Whirlwind I owe you one.
Charge like that can easily be fatal.
Nice
Just
Law.
as well, I'm here to stop.
All the love!
Hey, I'm here too, you know.
We're thinning them out.
Please, more like me.
I'll admit I'm impressed. Very
Now!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
I wonder if we can make new weapons with this.
There's something in the water. I didn't realize there was a pond here.
Yeah, this is Taka Pond. And it happened to have saved my life once upon a time.
What do you mean?
As a kid, I survived life under the past lords by escaping here when I needed to. It's terrible to swim in, but great for catching a bite for dinner away from Renin eyes. Bear in mind,
Our rations back then weren't enough to live off of. You had to take matters into your own hands if you wanted enough food to survive.
But how did you catch them? With your bare hands?
That might take a while. Fish are prone to swim away at the first sign of trouble.
I'd put bait or a lure on a line and use it with a fishing rod.
You must not be familiar with fishing if this sounds new to you. Here, let me show you how it's done.
I hope we catch something decent.
Indeed. Hungry bellies are counting on this. Yeah! Looks like I lost it. There we go. Well, that wasn't much of a challenge.
Guess it's important to stay calm.
And that's all there is to it.
Wow. It seems like you need to have good reflexes to catch anything. I don't know if it's really for me. Kisara? I think I've seen enough.
Oh, sorry. I guess I'm just in my own little world when I go fishing.
Looks like we're going to be here for a while.
That's how fishing goes. You wait for a bite, and then the real battle begins.
Miguel told me that different fish live in different regions, and you have to pick the right rod and lure for what you're hoping to catch.
But that doesn't change the fact it's a giant time sink.
Of course, each fish has its own unique flavor, too. And some of them are supposed to be extremely delicious.
When you put it like that, maybe it's worth me trying my hand at fishing after all.
You're just in it for the food.
I was hoping we'd get to fish during our travels. And it just so happens I made sure to grab my brother's old rod before I left Vicente. So, if you ever feel like fishing when we've got a little downtime, just let me know.
Good to hear. Thanks for showing us.
Okay!
I'm always amazed what healing arts... can do.
Just doing my job. No need to thank me.
Hey. Is it just me, or have those two barely spoken a single word to one another?
I know, right? But after everything that happened with Miguel, is it really any wonder?
Kinda puts a damper on the whole journey though, huh? How long do you think they're gonna keep this up?
If it bothers you that much, why don't you ask them?
Why do I have to ask?
How come you walk together like that?
She really doesn't beat around the bush.
You mean Kisara and myself?
You hadn't noticed? You've been practically joined at the hip ever since we left Vicente.
I guess it's force of habit, most likely. I was always ready to protect him, should the need arise. It sort of came with the job description.
Right. From being in the Elda Menancia Guard. Although, Dohalim's pretty capable of defending himself, isn't he?
Having guards doesn't necessarily mean the one being guarded is weak. No one's perfect all the time.
Even so, it's not like they're entirely wrong, Kisara. You're no longer in my employ, after all.
I don't know. I mean, if it's what she's used to and you're both comfortable with it, then who are we to judge?
But she doesn't serve him anymore. It isn't normal for her to keep following him around like she still does.
You know, she's probably right. And a lot has changed over the last few days. I guess it wouldn't hurt to rethink our relationship in light of the new circumstances. Perhaps I'll give it some thought after all. Does that sound all right by you?
Of course.
You might want to stop asking his permission for every little thing while you're at it.
Sorry. It's not that easy, shaking off old habits. I'll probably need a little time to get fully used to it. I've noticed that sometimes we come across enemies who fight like you, and try to dodge our attacks at the last second.
I hate those guys. I can get some hits in when they move into attack, but otherwise they slip past damn near everything else I throw at them.
If what you're seeking is a way to more reliably hit them, there is a solution.
Try to outclass them on reflexes?
I possess the ability to command Earth elemental beings to some extent. They emerge as the land itself and take root on my command. They will swiftly bind the enemies, at which point you can dispatch them.
Huh?
What he means is that he can make plants grow to hold the enemies in place. At least I think that's probably what he's saying.
I'm glad at least one of us understands him. So basically, if we find an enemy that likes to dodge, we should let Dohalim handle it.
I shall do what I can within my modest means to help.
You can never be too prepared. But did we have to spend so much? Why are you looking at me like that?
That armor you wear is standard issue for the Menancian Guard, right?
Originally, I've added some flair to it in a lot of places.
I noticed, especially with that open back.
We guardsmen pride ourselves on never showing our back to our enemies. It's my way of making myself live up to that. Plus, it makes it that much lighter and easier to maintain.
Dohalim, do you have anything to say about this?
Every guardsman is allowed to wear their armor as they see fit.
And you, La?
Huh? Why are you asking me?
Whoa, that came out perfect.
Dohalim, care if I hang out for a while? You worried about what's going on with Menancia?
What makes you think that?
Well, you were speaking to Kisara earlier, weren't you?
It's rude to listen in on others, you know.
Sorry. I didn't hear what you two were actually talking about, though. I just figured it was Menancia since it was the two of you.
I am but a former lord who has abandoned his post. I'm no longer in a position to lead the realm in any capacity whatsoever. Yet Kisara still seeks out my opinions, knowing full well that is the case. This despite the fact I am no longer her master either.
Couldn't it be precisely because you're not her master anymore? It's natural for friends to want to hear each other's opinions.
I hadn't considered that possibility.
It's funny what you miss sometimes.
Hardly uncommon among artistic types such as myself. When lordships are decided based solely on one's astral energy, it can lead to funny results.
But even so, you still took your job as lord seriously, didn't you?
Certainly. I learned to perform my functions. However, I was less interested in ruling, so much as avoiding life and death decisions. Of course, such a mentality in the end led only to sickening pain and death taking place elsewhere out of sight. I pretended not to see or hear any of it, content to let our supposed peace and equality keep me blind and deaf to reality. I was a fool.
But you're making amends.
I would like to think so. The path ahead is dark, yet I still walk on. I merely pray that I shan't fall down any holes along the way. We'd best get ready for tomorrow. Shall we get moving? Something feels odd here. Be on your guard. All right. There's nowhere to run from my heart.
When he slows down, that's our chance.
Lightning orb! It's like trying to keep up with a wall. I'm only getting started. Annihilation!
Dragon form!
Blast in the wind! Air thrust!
You're mine! It's over!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah, and pummeling to me!
Dragon Form! Try this! I'm not done! Try this! Infernal Turret! Rise of Phoenix! Here I come! You're finished!
Here's the evil!
You're finished!
Take this! Blow away!
Take this!
It's time! Take this!
Lightning orb!
Take this!
It's in the wind!
Take this!
Glacial spear! Here's the evil!
You're finished! You're mine! You're finished!
Watch
this! Take this! You're mine! It's over! Try this! Explosive ring!
Now all good things come to an end!
You're finished! Dragon Swarm! Try this!
Raging Cascade!
Explosive ring!
Glacial spear! Here's
Dragon
the evil!
Form!
I'll be saving this one!
Dragon
My
Power
astral
Blade!
energy! Alright! It's
Try this!
showtime!
Infernal Torrent!
Annihilate! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Got some interesting moves there, Dohalim. I'm glad you're on our side.
I'm simply glad to hear that I can make myself useful to you all. Huh?
What's wrong?
We seem to have come across some rather unusual objects.
What, you mean that pile of garbage?
No mere garbage, I assure you. Still, I've never seen anything shaped like it before. I'm intrigued.
Are you curious about this stuff, Rinwell?
Yeah. I think he might have found some old Dahnan relics. They look like the remains of a bunch of objects that disappeared after the Renans first invaded.
And yet here I am, holding them without so much as a second thought. I imagine the sight must be unsettling to you.
Not really, just that it must be nice to be a Renan who has time to indulge in stuff like that, unlike the rest of us.
Are you interested in this stuff too, Dohalim?
Charmed may be a better turn of phrase. I simply love objects that can give me a sense of what their maker was thinking, the history that went into their creation. You see, we Renans have hardly any such objects that trace back to our distant past.
I still don't understand what you two find so intriguing about it, though.
Why not? We're talking about our own culture here.
I get that, but it's not like this stuff is any use now, does it? It's just old. Real old.
Oh, but it does. Holding it in your hands like this, one can feel and engage with the distant past in a way no history book can ever accomplish.
I'll take your word for it. Well, seeing as it's Dahnan history, just make sure you're careful with it. All right, Dohalim?
But of course.
I sense a strange power from this.
With this, I can become even stronger.
Visibility along this path will remain limited for some time. Take care not to get ambushed.
I'm surprised you know the terrain here so well. Lords don't strike me as having much time. And for wandering in the woods.
Sometimes I would take strolls along here when I wished to be alone.
You always did have a bad habit of disappearing without telling any of us guardsmen.
It's a duel in the eyes! Lightning condemned!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Slash! An astral punch?
That's my cue!
Shut him down! Try this! Infernal Torrent! You're mine!
Here I am!
Do back!
I'll stand back! I'll trip it up!
I hope this
Infernal Torrent! My turn!
I'll heal you all! Sealed!
Start up!
I'll be saving healing circle!
I may have bit off more than I could chew. These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Come on! It's time to finish this! Die! Consuming wildfire!
Dust to dust!
Well! Looky here!
I just noticed none of you other Danans have spirit cores. Why is that?
Both of my parents were part of the resistance in Calaglia. In fact, my birth was kept a secret from the Renans.
Mine too. We always lived in hiding, so I never had a spirit core embedded in me like I was supposed to.
What about you, Alphen? You were a slave in Calaglia before all this, weren't you?
To be completely honest, I'm not sure why I don't have one. All the other Danan slaves around me did. I was the only exception. They tended to keep their distance from me to avoid attracting any attention from the soldiers, because of my mask and all. What about you, Kisara? Do you still have your spirit core?
No. I was able to find a good Renan doctor who's sympathetic to our kind, and had them remove it before I left. They did such a great job, the procedure didn't even leave a scar.
One of the benefits of coexistence, huh?
I know that once the spirit vessel was shut down, there wasn't much need for me to hurry. But still, I didn't like having that mark of servitude lingering on me any longer than I had to. It may sound a little strange to hear me say this, but I'm just me now. Not a guardsman or a slave. I'm my own woman. And this is my chance to have a new beginning.
This sure is one rugged road. You'd think they'd keep this at least a little better maintained, right?
Why spend energy fixing that which is rarely used? Repairs require time and effort, which in our world means slaves, often in great numbers. For you, it may be a simple request, but that can quickly become another's difficult burden. Nobody gains anything without someone expending effort.
And you know, somehow that someone always ends up being a Dahnan, while the Renans are the ones who gain.
True enough. Ideally, in a perfect world, I think it's only fair that the ones who need it should be the ones to perform the work.
However, when doing so could be dangerous like it is here, there are many who would prefer that it be others who risk their lives in their stead.
So, what you're saying is that people will just put up with the inconvenience until someone else comes along to fix it for them?
Indeed. And it is those who can no longer bear that feeling that inevitably take action. Much like the Dahnans in our group do so now. As strange as it may be to hear such a thing from the likes of myself.
It's true that most of the Dahnans in Calaglia have been resigned to just accepting things as they are. Still, we can't just blame them for...
What are you making that face for? You're not worn out already, are you?
Nah, just regretting I ever said anything in the first place.
That's no ordinary enemy I see.
This one will be difficult to predict.
You're finished! Burn!
Can't get out of this!
I'm not so good with airborne targets.
Infernal Torrent!
Tiger Blade!
Flying free! Why can't they just sit still?
Sia, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done.
You're finished!
Elusive deity!
Explosive ring!
Mine! Searing Blade! Reload!
Here I come!
Not so
Try
fast!
this!
Elusive deity!
Infernal Torrent!
Can you take
Dragon
it?
Swarm!
I'm ready!
Totally! In an instant! Impact Block! We work well together.
Ready? Finally time
Their
to
arms were interrupted! You're finished!
Annihilation!
I'll take you all on!
Reload!
Here I come! It's over!
Hear me! Flame of Fury! Burning Strike!
Take this!
Going in!
resonate with the earth!
Here I come! Dragon Swarm!
Take this!
It's on! It's over!
Take it! If it's in the
Take this!
mine!
It's over!
Annihilation!
Dragon Swarm!
I'm all sucked up!
Now or never.
Annihilation! This one! Make it rain!
We did it!
These little
No
ones are
further.
hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Cut them apart to your heart's content.
You're mine!
Oh, thank you!
You're finished!
That extra training paid off.
It's so hilly around here. I can feel my feet getting blisters.
That's mountain hiking for you. It can be pretty tough if you're not used to these sorts of trails. We're in for a long slog with this one.
Try this!
That's it. Worth a shot.
Explosive ring!
Glacial Spear.
Here's the evil!
Here, get behind me.
First aid!
Pesky airborne scoundrel!
Sounds like a job for you!
Leave the enemy's art to me.
No complaints here!
Hold nothing back! You're mine!
First aid!
Now I can... Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Here, let me
No
help!
chance! I'm not done!
Elusive deity!
Dragon Swarm!
Tornado drive!
Swallow Blade! Try this! Infernal Turret! Dragon Swarm!
I'll thank you!
You're mine! It's over!
And just like that, I'm back in it. Start by holding the front line. No sooner said than done.
Do it!
Not a chance!
Elusive deity!
Dragon Swarm!
Benediction light.
Okay, here I go. You're mine! You're finished! Ignite!
Do it!
All yours, Kisara!
We did it!
Magnificently done.
Take this! No further! It's over!
Where are you going?
Resonate
Here
with
I
the
come!
earth!
Here I do it!
Dragon Swarm!
Shield!
This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes!
I can feel my precision improving.
More Danon ruins here too, I see.
What were people even thinking back then? Trying to build anything around here.
Maybe they just had that much time and energy on their hands.
I sure have built up a sweat with this hype.
Don't get careless.
Don't tell me!
The last one! Mega Ray! One more!
It's over!
Tiger Blade!
Airborne beast. My
Guard up!
You're finished!
This one's mine! On guard!
The enemy wields arts too.
We'll soon see about that.
On guard!
Here I come!
Annihilation!
Dragon
Mega Ray! Look sharp!
You're finished!
Don't worry, I've got plenty to go around.
Hear me! Flame of fury burning!
Take that! It's too much!
Take it! It's over!
Going in.
I'll let the marksman handle this.
Tiger Blade! Mega Ray!
Polar Blade! Try this!
This one's mine! One more! Who's next?
You're stronger than any Renan soldier I've ever met.
They don't just let anybody have a place in the Royal Guard.
Make it rain!
So I
Turn the tables on it!
there are still more left.
Right! No time to hold back!
Make it rain!
Not a chance! You're mine! You're
Nothing
mine!
gets by
You're
me!
finished!
On guard! That's it! I'm ready! Blade!
You're mine! It's over! Chill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! I still got a ways to go!
Guess I misread the landing. Still thinking about how to act around Dohalim?
That obvious, huh? Except I don't think I'll be changing much after all. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to stay his servant. However, I am going to treat him like a fellow comrade, the same way I would with you or anyone else. For as long as I can remember, I've spent my life protecting others. But isn't that what friends do too? Support and protect one another in times of need?
Which in the end pretty much means doing as you've always done, right? If that's what you're most comfortable with, I'm certainly not going to give you any grief over it.
Actually, I've been thinking about how I ought to act around you all as well.
Oh?
When I set out on this journey, it was to rid Elde Menancia of its enemies and search for wisdom in the outside world. Wisdom that I could potentially put to use on my return. I'm grateful to you all for letting me tag along, but it got me thinking, what am I actually contributing by being here?
What are you talking about? You know how to hold a weapon, don't you? That's help enough.
Is it though? Sometimes I wish there was more I could be doing to pull my...
Oops, sorry about that. Jeez, I'm famished.
Now that you mention it, what do you guys normally do for food and meals when you're out and about on your travels?
What do you mean, what do we do? We find stuff to eat and eat it. So long as it's meat, I'm not fussy.
Eating what you like can be good for morale in the short term, but you need to think about your diet if you want to stay healthy.
Does that mean eating vegetables too?
Isn't that obvious?
It does, which I guess hasn't been happening up till now.
Yeah, to be honest, we could be eating better than we do.
Understood. In that case, I'll just have to make sure you're all staying healthy and eating right myself. Fortunately, I happen to know a thing or two about cooking as well.
You hear that, Law? Sounds like you'll be eating your greens after all.
What is it? No, sorry, it's just... I was just wondering if you had any thoughts on all this.
It will do her good to have a project.
No, not Kisara. I meant you. Was there anything you wanted to add?
Me? Certainly you're not looking to me for culinary skill, I hope.
Typical Renan, leaving everything to someone else.
Rinwell, I don't think...
That said, should you need my skills on the battlefield, please rest assured I have no intention of shirking my responsibilities, regardless of who we may face.
I'm sure no one doubts that. Listen, guys, if we're traveling together, we should probably at least try to make an effort to get to know one another, don't you think?
I wouldn't get your expectations too high in that regard. Believe it or not, sometimes I'm not sure I even know myself all that well.
Something wrong? You look like you're deep in thought.
Not exactly. I was merely thinking about you two and your sense of etiquette.
Oh?
Etiquette?
Indeed. To be quite frank, I find your lack of manners to be nigh intolerable.
That's not being frank, that's being and forget it. Do we really need to talk about this now?
Yes. I find such impropriety on your part to be deeply unsettling. It concerns me greatly.
What do you want us to do? We were slaves. We never got to learn how to be proper like you.
Yeah, what he said. Maybe you missed how we were just focused on surviving.
Perhaps, but Kisara here demonstrates that it's quite possible for a Denon to learn proper manners.
That's because I was given the opportunity to learn. Moreover, my duties as a guardsman required it. Not every realm is like Menancia, as you well know.
Yeah, I don't think it's fair to hold us to some other city standards.
Exactly! You've got to remember what it's been like for us living under the Rena elsewhere.
I will concede that you do indeed make a valid point. It would appear, for all my espousing the virtues of equality between our peoples, I was still looking down on the two of you.
You don't need to beat yourself up. I wasn't that offended by what you said, man.
Nevertheless, I shall mind my words from here on out. Having said that, I do believe you two would still benefit from learning the basics of proper society. I would be more than happy to teach you both when we camp out, if you like.
Yeah, no, I'll pass. Acting all prim and proper isn't really my style.
If you say so. How about you, Law? Would you like to learn? Although I suppose my first task is to reform your attitude toward the idea of good etiquette.
You're not gonna let this go, are you?
Hey, let's stop for a minute.
What's up? You already tired?
My armor's pretty heavy. I think I need a little rest.
I second that. All of this walking is starting to take its toll on me as well.
What? You don't look it.
We can't spare the time. There's places we need to be. Mahag Saar's capital, Niez, is our destination right now.
But if one of us collapses, it will only serve to slow us down. And in your case, Alphen is the only one who could carry you. Best to rest while you have the opportunity.
Enough already! I need a break, so we're taking one.
I don't need you fretting over me.
Fretting? Hey, it's not like I'm...
Been looking for you.
For me, why? Who are you? You said you were looking for me. Why?
Beautiful, precious life.
What the?
That is all I desire.
Then why are we fighting? Who even are you? Take this down! I'm not done! You may be strong, but I'll never...
We can
get out of this! This ends now!
Alright, I never miss!
You could use a hand! Who the hell are you? Bastard!
This guy's not normal!
His speed is unbelievable!
You mean he even surpasses a lord?
Dragon
I'll
Swarm!
heal you all!
Fall. It's in your hands now. Stay away from my friend! You're mine! Dragon Swarm! You're
Die.
You're mine!
This one's
Dragon
mine!
Swarm!
Go!
This isn't looking good.
Die.
Is this it?
Look sharp!
This should do it! Swallow Blade! Try this!
Here.
Take this! Is this it?
Guardian Field! I'm ready and ready! Guess I had to use it sometime.
Not done yet!
You could use a
Swallow
hand.
Blade! Try this! Any more of this and I'll burn out!
If it's in the sky, it's mine!
You're mine!
What's going in? Let me help.
Dragon Swarm!
You're off.
Begin!
Lightning!
Resonate with the earth! Dragon Swarm!
Guardian!
No!
Don't leave me all alone here.
Enjoy.
Here I go. It's over. Searing Blade! Reload!
This has a most
Glacial
peculiar
Spears!
taste.
Pierce evil!
Stalagmite!
Enjoy.
Being interrupted.
Here.
Lightning!
Resonate with the earth! Stalagmite!
Take
Gemini
this.
Aqua!
Die.
I've healed myself.
Enjoy.
Lightning!
Resonate with
What is weak?
Stalagmite!
I'll bring you back from death's abyss!
Enjoy.
Resuscitation!
Another incantation ruined! Stalagmite! You're mine! You'll pay for that!
Enjoy.
I hope this medicine works as promised.
Searing
Take
Blade!
this.
Reload!
Die.
You're finished!
Here I go!
Enjoy.
Pathetic!
My turn!
Is that all that you've got? Very well. Then die. A wretch like you? Till next time.
Shion, wake up, please!
Alphen?
Shion!
Thanks, but you're kinda crushing me.
Sorry.
It's okay. And so am I. It's not as bad as it looks.
Not bad. That's... Shion, we thought
I'm
you were...
fine. Really.
What the hell were you thinking?
Well, you were trying to protect me too, you know.
Yeah, but I have the sword. It's different.
It's not different. Besides, Never mind. It's nothing. Anyway, thank you.
But I didn't... Look, I'm just glad that you're...
Alphen?
Sorry.
That guy said he'd be back. I think maybe we should get moving before he returns, right?
Rinwell has a good point. We need to go. Shion, are you sure you're okay?
Shion, are you sure you're okay?
Yeah, I already applied some healing arts to it. It didn't even leave a scar.
But his sword went nearly straight through you.
I'm all right. Unless I've turned into some kind of ghost and I'm haunting you all right now.
No, I know you're not. It's just...
Look, I appreciate you looking out for me, but I'm fine. Really.
There was also that strange light that appeared when Shion was stabbed. It seemed to make the enemy retreat when he saw it. Alphen, do you have any idea what it might have been?
A light? I don't know. I was kind of preoccupied with other things at the time.
Now that I think of it, between that light and the blazing sword, just what sort of person are you, Alphen? Can you use Dahnan astral arts like Rinwell, perhaps?
He wouldn't know, Dohalim. He doesn't have any memories from his past, remember? Besides, we should really be getting out of here.
I suppose you're right. Forgive me. We've almost reached Nias, the capital of Mahag Saar. With any luck, we'll find a place there for Shion to rest. Hey.
How are you holding up after that last fight? You're not too hurt, are you?
I'm fine, really. See for yourself.
If things get too tough out there, go ahead and fall back. I can take a beating if I need to.
I'm not here just to stand around and have everyone protect me.
I get that, but there's nothing wrong with admitting you have weaknesses too.
Do I look like I'm just trying to put on a brave face to you?
I can't feel pain. But you still can, can't you?
Look, I appreciate you're trying to look out for me, but even you go down in fights from time to time. Please, stop trying to babysit me. It's getting old.
It's not that. I just...